Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TLDM podcast, a podcast where two DMs play in each other's games and co-curate a world and talk about it. Today, not only is Tyler still here and I am still here.
Hello.
But we are joined by a special guest, our good friend Jeff Murdoch, also known as Mark McGrath, also known as
Milo Goodbarrel,
also known as
Rance Rizzuto,
also known as
Scarf McGrath.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it for
that's
now.
What we're at
we'll
so
figure
far.
something out. I think there'll be another one coming soon.
So Jeff is our third official guest on the show.
Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you.
But-
Who else has been on this?
Aaron was briefly on,
Aaron was on.
and
Rashawn
Scott
I
as
like her
Shava
too.
Moonbrook. Yeah.
I used to be in that game.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the only one that's played with both
Yeah.
groups.
Very
That's
briefly,
right.
then they let me just fall into the ocean.
Mm-hmm. And you reappeared
Devastatingly.
over here.
Yeah, in the Shiran campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually start off the podcast with a brief recap of where the two campaigns are right now.
Cool.
Would you like to give us Mark McGrath's brief, perspective on what the Bonebeggars have been up to?
Yeah, for
got
like
it.
the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure. So the Bonebeggars have become quite the chaotic bad boys. We were trying to be good boys, but we couldn't save a family from a fire, and that really sparked something in us to take over as the drug lords in the town of Fossden.
Would you say that we are bad
Bad
boys?
And
Make
also
me
bad
bend
to
those
the
bones.
bone.
Yeah, this song was sung for probably about 15 minutes worth of game today.
Ratilda. You know
No, she is a rat. You know Matilda is a rat. You know Matilda is a rat. Yeah, so I agree that...
We'll get to why that
Yeah,
happened.
well, that was this week, and it was very fun.
I mean, it kind of is.
I really quite enjoyed the...
Backstory-wise, important.
I really like Sneebus's backstory now, which we'll get to who Sneebus is.
Yeah. Who's Sneebus? And more importantly...
Who is Sheriff Boots?
Sheriff Boots.
Sheriff
yeah.
Boots.
Yeah, two new friends. So we decided to go into the sewers of Fossden to try to figure out how to get our magical bands off so I can no longer look like Rance Rizzuto, and I will once again look like a little baby Mark McGrath, who's a halfling. He's not a baby, he's just a halfling.
Yeah.
So we're down there, we're searching, we find a little rat man, rat person, caught in a blob of 1,000 faces.
Yeah.
Which, in technical Monster Manual terms, is a gibbering mouther. Gibbering?
I say gibbering.
Gibbering
Gibbering.
mouther?
It's G-I, right?
Yeah,
I always said gibbering because it talks all the time, right?
Like
Yeah, that's...
cut of your
Is
gift.
gibber?
I don't know. Yeah, you're
Jibber
right.
jabber.
It's probably...
I guess I've only ever seen it written in...
Do you say-
it's like jibber jabber.
Yeah, I don't want to hear
No,
jibber
but jibber jabber is spelled with J's.
Really?
So
Yeah,
gibbering.
so it's gibber.
Oh,
Gibbering.
like a gibbon.
Like a
Like
GIF or a gibbon.
Yeah.
You mean a GIF?
It's called GIF. I want it to be a GIF, but it's GIF.
Like a glyph stone.
Yeah, it's like a glyph.
Guys,
It's like-
comment. We're going to put a straw poll up here. GIF or GIF? Gibber or gibber?
Yeah, I'm real curious about Gibber or Gibber. Also, I can't let us forget, we have to reveal our Doc Ock and Spider-Man character
Oh, that's right.
that we designed.
Oh.
Right, Alan? Because we both did that.
Yeah, why not? You know what? We'll post
We'll post mine first.
the link in the comments of this
Yeah,
episode.
you know what? I'll say mine on the air, and you can reveal yours over the comments.
I mean, I can say mine over the air.
Oh, really? Cool.
You guys created two Dr. Octopuses?
I did Spider-Man.
And I did Doc Ock, and I feel confident that we both definitely did it.
What did you guys do?
We had to make character sheet level 12 characters for these two. Alan was really emphatic about it, so I know that he definitely did it.
I definitely did it.
Yeah, I know he definitely did it because
Okay.
I can show it right now and prove it, and I'm not going to ask Alan to do that because I know he did it.
I mean, I have it on the table. We can all see
I
it.
see there's a lot of papers on the table.
There, you guys are really testing me as an improviser versus a truth teller in this one.
Can't they
your
be
choice.
both?
You're right. Yeah, there's so many papers.
There we
Yes,
go.
On this table.
Shuff, shuff,
Alan-
shuff, shuff.
Yeah, I
Alan-
think paper cuts just touching
Alan
them.
definitely did all of his homework, and
The homework that I suggested.
anyway, though, so we met
We met a
a
gibbering,
mouther of some kind.
gibbering mouther, or gibbering. We'll see what the people say.
hmm
And inside of it was a rat person named Sneebus.
But you guys gave him some guff today.
We give him a lot of guff.
Everyone gets to go through the grinder.
You gotta get ground before you become a true bone bagger.
Yeah.
Bag
Have
boner.
either of you been ground?
I guess.
I think we usually do the grinding.
We do a lot of the grinding.
Yeah.
We grind against Ian. We grind against Sneevis.
Yeah.
And
I think Sheriff Boots is going to be doing a lot of the grinding.
I think Sheriff Boots is doing.
It's funny.
Great
I
amount of
think what
grinding.
it is you just grind against anyone who has selfless motives.
Yeah.
Where we just turn them bad.
Yeah. Really is all it is.
We got Ian to quit her job as a
Yeah.
elven relations spy.
You taught Sneevis how to kill.
We got Sneevis how to kill. We got Ian addicted to drugs.
And Sneevis also
Sneevis
is also addicted to drugs now.
Yeah, that's true. We're the only two. We haven't been addicted because we're really good at doing drugs.
Soaking Paw's been addicted.
you've been
He just
addicted.
kicked
And I
his
just
habit.
got over it.
I'm
I
very
was
proud
like,
of you.
this is what I don't understand. Here's the thing that I really believe. If you're addicted to drugs,
Or
just
anything.
stop being addicted to drugs.
I agree.
You know,
You're addicted
Like,
to
if you're homeless, just like buy a house.
Yeah, if you're poor, don't be poor.
Yeah, get some money.
Yes.
I mean, look, I proved with one simple dice roll that you don't have to be in whatever situation you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not privilege.
You
had to throw the dice.
Yeah, it's
honestly.
the same dice that everyone else throws.
Well, you have those fancy dice that.
Yeah.
Well, I purchased very fancy dice with money that I have.
Yeah.
that
Everyone's
my parents
born.
gave me.
Everyone's born with a D20. Just roll a 20.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we all have D20s,
Yeah,
to
we
be
all
clear.
have
Yeah, we all have D20s.
zeros.
Nobody has advantage or disadvantage.
No.
Or if they do, it's because they earned it.
Right.
I mean, we earned it because we did drugs right. So
Yeah.
we have advantage.
Some people call it like gaming the mechanics,
Mhm.
but I call
Yes.
it like just knowing the rules. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
the time that we decided to no longer be good, we did do drugs in the backyard of a house that was on fire.
You
While our
did.
friends were getting infected by plague rats. Yes.
And they're still, to our knowledge, I think they still have Sneevis plague.
when we get back,
They do.
up
Which,
there,
by the way, it's called Sneevis
we
plague.
named the drug or the disease Sneevis.
Yeah.
And there's a rat that everyone loves named Stevis. And, it's just fun to like tell everyone that Stevis is still alive. They get excited and they see it's Stevis and they hate him.
Yeah. That was, the most fun things for me with DMing, especially with idiots like you guys,
Thank you.
is the amount of like easy storytelling you get to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like Jeff started making fun, or I think, and didn't realize that you were saying his name wrong.
Correct. Well, Mark McGrath didn't realize it, but
Oh,
Jeff
okay.
Murdoch is very smart.
Okay. So there was Stevis getting called,
No, I
and then he
agree.
was like, it's Sneevis. Then we made Tim explain who Stevis was, who he did not create. He created Sneevis, but we made him explain who Stevis was. And then it turned out Stevis was like a rat person hero
Yes, everyone loved
that
him.
he had been like sort of a frenemy with. And he was like, we went on a mission and only I came back. Then later,
It's like an Ordinary People. Remember that movie in the book?
no.
Oh man! So like, it's two brothers. They get in a boating accident, and the good brother dies.
Oh, yeah.
And the mom is like, I wish she was still alive.
That's rough.
Oh, I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of Walking Dead, like how
Oh.
Shane is like, "No, Rick's dead," and he
Yeah.
like goes and tries to take over his family.
Yeah, because then what we discovered was one of the things that Sneevis, for his background as being an urchin, is he gets one of the background things you get is a small pet mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And Sneevis is a rat person, so that's weird. But I left
Which
it
is
in.
such like a weird universal truth.
Yeah, every urchin has a
Yeah.
pet mouse. But I left it in because I thought it was funny on when I made his character sheet for him. And then he revealed it, and that it's named Stevis, and then revealed that Stevis, the rat person, actually got cursed and polymorphed into being a mouse, and he told everybody that he died and kept the mouse as his pet
Mm-hmm.
because
Which is
he's
so fucked up.
yeah, that's super fucked.
And it also got turned out. So like, everyone loves Stevis, but he's gone. Especially this gal named Rotilda,
Mm-hmm.
who now Sneevis really likes. And I think we found out that Sneevis isn't a great guy. I think Sneevis is,
He's just one of us.
he's just
Yeah.
one of us. And that's like why he's fitting in so well right now when he's
Yeah.
no longer selfless.
We ground him into this
you
stuff.
ground him
Yeah.
into the dust.
Within a day of having met him.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
We're going
with-
through the sewer screaming, and he's like, please be quiet.
and now he's the screamer.
He's screaming
He's
louder
yelling
than
at us.
anyone.
Yeah, I do like. Yeah, it's like with the Joker, how it's like in like the Dark Knight Rises, right? Is that the second one?
Mhm.
where it's just takes one bad day to turn a man. And you guys basically Harvey dented Mischievous, and just took everything from him.
I mean, I'm having fun.
You know, some people just want to see the world burn.
Yeah, his sister, he just discovered that she was dead.
Oh yeah, that
moments at the moment that he was meeting you guys.
Yeah, well, so his first experience with us was he realizes that his sister is now part of this gibbering mouther.
Yeah,
the mouther. And as he's in the process of grieving that, we kill the mouther.
Yes.
So it's
we kind of killed his sister.
Basically, so we killed what was left of his sister.
And in a way, that's why probably he likes us so much, because he found out that sadness, and we were there to pick him up and say, let us yell in this sewer together.
Yeah, we do.
So
he was yelling a lot.
Yeah. So we were in the sewer.
Almost tamed a pig.
You almost tamed a pig. We found a secret room with an altar and blood and bodies.
Yes, we killed a guard who just wanted to get home to his family.
Yeah.
And I didn't kill him. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
you did kill him.
You
I did.
Yes.
But I
literally killed him.
I really was trying to do everything but.
You did really good acting, and I was confused, and I thought you were stabbed. Well, you were stabbed.
Yeah, you let him stab you.
I let him stab me.
You tried to scare this guy out.
You told him that you had a bug inside you growing that was going to rip out.
And here's what I was going to do before that happened. But we didn't get to do it. So I'm in the College of Whispers in the bard job.
Mm-hmm.
And the bard job?
Yeah. The bard job.
I got a part-time bard. And one of the things I can do is I can talk to somebody for 10 minutes and just frighten them so poorly or so badly that they'll just want to leave and they'll go to their safe place. So I was going to just frighten him away, but then everything else.
I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah. But next time I'll use that.
It does beg the question of would the characters that you're playing ever stop a second and tell each other what they're good at?
Yeah.
And, what they can do?
I don't think so.
I think we're very pompous, and I think we all think we're pretty damn good.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think you would ever think to be
oh no, we jump and then think I dove headfirst into a hole today, and I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, it was because. Well, that's the other thing.
Because I saw
funny.
someone do cool tricks.
Yeah, so you saw Soaking Paw do it, and Soaking Paw can do it, and you were like, "Cool, I can too."
Yeah, well, I'm pretty dexterous.
He's not bad at that.
Yeah, you did pretty good job.
Yeah,
you landed it.
Shattered my ankles.
Yeah.
So I want to I mean, that's the campaign diary, basically. In a nutshell.
Basically that. And then
we met some ghosts. We found some cool treasure.
Yeah.
And now we are resting.
Yes, we are.
But
resting.
I do want to use this talking about your college and spells and stuff to segue into a brief segment where we can chat about your experiences playing as a bard. Because from what I understand, this is your first time playing a full caster character, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm much more used to playing a barbarian or someone that just smashes stuff around.
Yeah.
I think I mostly just played barbarian.
Barbarian and a ranger.
Was there? Oh yes, I played a ranger.
What was his name?
Gosh, it was
Al. No,
Pow was a barbarian.
Pow was a barbarian.
I played. What the hell was his name? Ed Sizzler. He was also a barbarian though.
Oh right, he was. You're right.
Was a ranger? I definitely played a ranger at some point.
I don't remember.
Ed Sizzler was a middle-aged barbarian who was just looking for his estranged daughter, and he just wanted to make it up to her for not being there for her.
Oh,
yeah, it was pretty brutal.
I think he got cut in half.
He got ripped in half by a chul under the ocean.
Dude, chuls are scary.
Yeah. It's
and it was all because he wouldn't let go of the magic item he had found that he was going to give to his daughter.
Yeah, I wanted to impress her.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Man.
So this is your first.
This is my first.
Milo Goodbarrel is your first
yes.
caster character and a bard.
Milo Goodbarrel / Mark McGrath
/ Scarf McGrath.
Scarf McGrath / Rance Rizzuto. Does Rance Rizzuto listen to this podcast?
God, I hope
so. Have
to
assume not.
Okay.
Rance Rizzuto is a real person. We should disclose that now. And yes, we are using his name, and the character does look like him, and it does some of the stuff he does in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Sue us, I dare you.
Yeah. Dare you.
I fucking dare you to sue us, Rance
Same
Rizzuto.
to you, Mark McGrath.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this.
Yeah. Good point.
My character,
is Mark McGrath a real person?
Yeah, he's in this band called Sugar Ray.
Oh my God.
Wait, you didn't know Mark McGrath was a real person?
No, I just thought it was a fun alliterative character name.
He's like the host of Entertainment
the TV
Tonight.
channel.
Dude, I don't watch E.
I saw Mark McGrath play the Linkin Park Zoo.
You don't know Sugar Ray? I just want to fly.
I know that song.
High in the sky.
Or every morning
There's
when I
a
wake
halo.
up,
And he did
all around
come
the
my
world.
lady, come
No,
my
that
lady.
is.
You're my butterfly.
That's
Sugar.
Crazy
Wow.
Town.
Wow.
With Shifty Shell Shock, I think his
Yeah,
name is.
Shifty Shell Shock.
Right. Well, we can talk more about how I'm out of touch in pop culture. Or,
My next character is going to be
Yeah.
called Crazy Town.
Ooh, I can't wait. Yes, so
so you're playing a caster,
Yes, I am.
specifically a bard.
It's unique. Like, there's times where I get jealous where I want to jump into the fray of things, but I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna get killed real easily. Like I grabbed like a rapier today, which is a
Yeah.
cool sword, but
That is
I'm
a
like,
cool sword.
I mean, I can't be running to battles. My AC is not as high as some other people, so it's kind of. But sometimes it's fun when I can just like hang out in the back and yell insults at people and just watch them like flee from psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought you've done a really good job also of like, so one of the things, because I've played a bard a couple times, and the main thing like a bard is good at is buffing other people or debuffing.
Mhm.
So you like making other people better at fighting.
Yep.
Or making your enemies worse at fighting.
Exactly.
And you've actually done a really good job of that was my phone.
Oh.
You've done a really good
I
job.
thought something was like rewarding you for
Yeah.
making that
Sounded
statement.
yeah,
great.
yeah. That was just a thing I set for myself, and a little affirmational sound effect.
I think I got like a point of inspiration right there.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks
Oh.
so much. And yeah, you just picked up on doing that of like with like bardic inspiration and
Yeah, it's
Everything.
fun. Like I can just like cheer for somebody and they'll like be a little bit better. Or
yeah.
I can also F with people's roles a little bit.
That's-
And being a part of the Shadow College is pretty cool because like there's things that people don't know I can do that sometimes I'm pulling strings in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really, but it could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
And I would never know.
It's fun to try new things out.
And you've got an
Yeah.
experiment with some spells as well, right?
Yeah, I got some
so
spells I haven't used yet. Because
Yeah.
I'm afraid that I'll kill everyone around me.
Right.
Like there's one shatter where it's like thunder damage, but like it will just blast everything around me. So that's a little scary to play with.
yeah.
I think it's cool, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use it.
So you're at this point, you as a 5th level
Mhm.
bard, you have some access to 3rd level spells.
Yes, I do.
Having used a couple of them at this point, and especially as someone who's playing a caster, like a hard caster for like first time,
Mhm.
what are your favorite and least favorite spells that you've tested out so far in 5th edition?
Well, I have been a little hesitant. Like, there's some I have where I'm like, I would like to use that. Like I have one that is Shatter, where it's just like uses thunder damage, but it's like everything in a 10 diameter range, and I'm a little like afraid to kill all my friends around me because that'd be some pretty intense damage. But the other ones I've used, I've enjoyed Dissonant Whispers.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
that's a
really
fave.
get in someone's head and like you get to whisper something in their head and they freak out, then run out of fear. But also Sleep's been pretty helpful, especially with Sturgeon. Is that what it's called?
Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Oh, Sturgis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sturgis.
Today we
I heard
just
Sturgis, like
Yeah.
a name.
Yeah, I was pronouncing it. I was emphasizing the wrong syllable.
Is that Sturgis.
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 Yeah.
Jizz. Sturgis.
Jizz.
Stir.
It's
the
like
jizz.
sturge is.
Sturge.
Yeah,
Yes.
like where
Like
the
a-
sturge is.
Yeah,
with the
like,
sturge.
it's like dirges, but it's
Oh,
sturges.
Right.
Sturgis.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, we used
The
today.
sleep
Put a bunch
was
of them to sleep
done
and
to
they
great
just all
effect.
fell to the ground. you
Yeah,
know?
that's great. And then you
Sure.
guys stomped them.
You stomped them.
Well, you
Bugs.
guys.
Well,
Eon stomped them.
Ian
Yeah.
stomped them. Just got up and started stomping everything mutely because she's addicted to drugs.
Drugs actually, I mean, more so, they have been for a while, but more so than ever, I would say, a focal point of our campaign.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Never more so than whatever the most recent day we've played is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Eon. What I have done, the mark of how focal they've become is that at this point, when anybody does a perception check and specifically says, "I want to see if there are any happies around," I've turned it from being like, yeah, pre-stocked in the room or not, to just if you get above whatever DC I set in that moment, then you definitely find happies.
I mean,
So sometimes it's
Damn.
like 15, sometimes it's like 20, but there's
Now-
always a chance you could find a happy somewhere.
can I ask you this? And like,
Yeah.
maybe you don't want to reveal it to me.
Maybe
but-
I don't.
Okay, but like, what is there how do happies work? Like, is there a chance like you do too many and one day you'll just overdose and die?
So there are overdose. So the rules for it are if you take 2 doses before, so like a 1 dose lasts until a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a second dose before that short rest, so if you're addicted, the way that it works is if you aren't addicted, you take a dose, you get the positive effects.
Cool.
If you're addicted and you take a dose, you just go back to neutral.
Okay.
So in order to get the effect of the drug,
gotta
you have to
double
take
down.
2 doses in one sitting. But if you do, then you have to roll, and then I have an overdose chart, and there's a chance you could overdose, and there's different effects. So far, those effects have been going mute because your throat constricts, or going into a psychotic episode and attacking everyone around you until you're knocked out. And one of those options is death. Is just instant 0 hit points.
So dang, every time we do happies, we could just die right there.
If you overdose.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you guys haven't gotten to. Eon has
A couple times.
Yeah. Yeah, Eon is diving pretty hard.
One
She's
day-
chasing that dragon.
She's just gonna collapse and be like, "Whoa, wow."
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. There, nothing else to say about that.
No.
But
you did get somebody who said that he could probably make a palliative cure.
yes.
Yeah.
More importantly, who can make us more happies?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Which
guys
could be our
You guys
empire.
found a medicine man rat person
He's
who
Master
offered
Splinter. He's
Yeah,
Master
he's
Splinter.
Master Splinter, and he offered to cure it for you guys, and you were more interested in if he could make more of it.
And he caved pretty quickly and said, "Yeah, I could do that." For
I
you."
mean, he doesn't care what happens in the
Yeah.
above world. He's
But
got his
Yeah.
own stuff going on.
But we're gonna mess with we're gonna give drugs to the rat people too.
I don't know if you will.
We might.
I feel like that's like, I don't know, because I haven't seen the last 8 episodes, and I don't need any spoilers on it. But in Breaking Bad, what happens in when Walter White Jr. does a dose of meth? Like, what does Walter White do then?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
Good question.
I mean, no
We'll
spoilers.
see. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
maybe we won't mess with people that are making it for us. So that's a good point.
That's
Yeah.
a business relationship at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. I think honestly, we're on our way at this point to our drug empire,
Yeah.
and I'm interested to just play that
Yeah.
part of it. I don't know.
We'll
I
go around town. We'll do stuff.
deal with whatever logistical drug distribution problems drug people deal with.
And then we have to worry about once we get into power, who's going to be the top dog. I mean, we
Yeah.
could be at each other's throats.
Jockeying for position.
Yeah.
For position.
Yeah,
Maybe
you guys-
expanding our drug empire. Because
Yeah.
it seems like right now, the people in charge have this very narrow focus on Fossden
Mm-hmm.
as a city. And it's like, we could build a just international drug
I'm talking
empire.
about,
Yeah.
yeah, we got the Targella Empire. Let's fucking really get into that.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to be like the triads or the,
Yeah, right. Yeah, you want to be big time.
what's
Mhm.
that Japanese, the Yakuza?
Yeah.
The Yakuza.
Yakuza for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that just has its fingers everywhere. Or
Yeah.
like the Russian mob, like how they
Oof.
own the United States government.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, we're going to go big.
Yeah, you are. I mean, politically, things right now are a little up in the air. The Emperor's
Yeah,
For real?
Emperor
sick.
Coolio is sick.
Emperor
Yeah.
Sick. Is it Emperor
What's his name?
Coolio?
I forget. Mograine?
Mograine.
Mograine.
Yeah.
Emperor Mograine. He's fallen.
But how cool
Comatose.
would it be if it was Emperor Coolio?
Emperor
Well,
Coolio would be
You guys
fantastic.
could try to install Coolio as the Emperor.
Well, do we know a Coolio yet? Have we met one?
I don't
Not
know, but
yet.
I'm voting for Coolio.
I'll vote for Coolio. Do you vote for the Emperor?
I would vote for Coolio. No, you don't, but you could put that into effect if you're powerful
All
enough.
right.
Sure.
In the South, they vote for
What's
their
in the
leaders. There's
In
a whole other
Wendell?
continent. Yeah.
Oh, man, there's too many continents.
Yeah.
Do you think our party... So here's a question, I guess. Do you
Okay,
think,
great.
Because we're both of your DM games are
Yeah.
the same universe. I've been in both. Started off in yours,
Mhm.
Alan, but I fell off a ship and came over to Tyler's.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to anyone in that game. I love them all. I mean, offense to all of them.
Yeah.
But do you think there'll be a time where these two parties meet?
I mean, I would love that.
I would love it too. We've talked about it.
Because
It's hard
especially-
to organize.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people, a lot of day.
It's hard to organize, and then running it would be very easy for that to become a nightmare, or
Yeah.
for it to sound really fun on paper and then not be fun in practice because there's 11 people waiting to take their turns or wanting to do different things,
Yep.
and then we have to put everything to a vote all the time and whatever.
Also, I think there's a fairly good odds that the group that's in Alan's game would feel compelled to fight.
I was
Your
going to say,
guys' group.
because
Yeah, we're not the same kind of people.
No.
Yeah, those guys were really good and very nice,
Yeah.
and our group has quickly gone the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean, we're both groups of goofs. It's
Mhm.
a goofy goofball people, but man, the motivations are certainly different.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they would probably be trying to take over our empire or stop our empire.
They would definitely, if they found out that the Bonebaggers were behind or trying to build the drug empire,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
would shut
it'd be
that
done.
shit down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely love, like, I mean, maybe that would be hard to do, but, like, just things from our game to affect theirs and likewise.
I mean, that it has.
It's sort of
has.
been happening.
What's
Yeah.
a do dish?
Happy's just showed up in Alan's game.
Okay, are they like, no, drugs are bad?
No, we were pretty chill. One person was.
Ian's character, Ian plays
He's a monk,
like
right?
he's
Yeah.
a monk, yeah.
and
And
he's
if you remember, he's like a very like hippie sort of like free love and drugs
Mhm.
kind of guy.
So he likes
So
drugs.
he does
does.
love drugs. He took some drugs. But he's not like a fucking, you know, I'm gonna snort some coke and like go find like prostitutes and like break a
No.
guy's headlights or whatever. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna hang out with my buddies and do drugs and talk about like how we can make the
universe.
world a better
Yeah.
place.
Mm.
So he did do the drugs. Everyone else was like, no.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like I'm so used to playing on this side of it
Yeah.
where we're like,
mean,
drugs?
So haphazardly.
I mean, I'll slam 5 drugs.
just randomly, right, like in the middle of a battle, someone will take a happy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When it could like kill you.
No, if I remember correctly, wasn't it you guys had taken Sleepies and then you decided to take Happies to see what the effect would be, to see if it
Yes.
would enable you to
combine
be able to
and it
fight?
was bad. It was an out of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what happened that like made that building burn down that we almost all died in.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
I mean, it
Southern
was
Cross
rough.
saved us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on drugs.
Yeah, you were. You were hopped up.
We were all on hard.
No, you weren't all on.
I mean, all of us.
Most of us were. I mean, like I would say that
all
like
of the
2 out
players in
7.
this room were on.
Yeah.
I would say that my flaw is that I make everyone somehow responsible for my flaws.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time like you do something like horrible, it's all of us.
It's we. It's we.
We're the bone
Yeah.
baggers.
You're the bone baggers.
Yeah.
That's your.
We got some new bones today.
Yeah,
we
you
did.
got a new bone
Skull.
bagger also.
We got a new bone
We
bagger.
did. We haven't introduced Sheriff Boots yet.
Yeah, we have
Who
Sheriff
we'll have
Boots.
on the show.
We will.
Chelsea Norman plays Sheriff Boots, the Dragonborn warlock.
Mhm.
It's who's a gulak, which is my favorite.
Yeah, a great old one.
We found him, Sheriff Boots, captured in a spider's web.
Yeah, a giant spider web.
Who happened to be Sheriff Boots' ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
right.
They got in a fight. And,
Which is very exciting because, like, this is more of Alan because, like, as soon as Chelsea was like, "Yeah, my ex-girlfriend's just kind of a spider thing," I was like, "Oh, her ex-girlfriend's a Drider for sure."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, great, now we have evil elves
Yeah.
under the surface.
They're going to be around. So
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind that Drow are going to be here somewhere.
Yeah, well, and now it's like easy to rope in because Chelsea opened the door for me on it.
Mm-hmm. She has a skateboard.
yes, and it
She-
transforms to a giant hammer.
Yeah, she's a Pact of the Blade warlock, so yeah, she has a weapon that I just went ahead and said, yeah, it's your skateboard, and then it becomes a weapon anytime you want.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty radical.
Yeah.
Some like cool kick flips and stuff.
Yeah, she knows a lot about skateboarding.
Yeah, I think she might have been a skater.
I think
She might still be a skater.
Yeah,
She still skates.
I don't know.
I'm
we'll have
afraid
to
to
ask
skate.
her
When
she
she's
gets
on the
here.
show, we'll
You're
ask.
afraid to skate?
I'm sure I would break something. My
Yeah.
mom's a nurse.
Yeah, I'm
So
sorry.
she's seen too many broken bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told me about how a kid got shot in the butt when I was a kid.
Hmm.
She's like, don't play with, like, every time something happens, she would say, like, don't do this because here's a kid that did that.
Yeah.
She shows you pictures? That's
No,
a HIPAA violation.
She didn't show me pictures. She brought
All right.
me in and made me look at them.
Oh.
Oh, God.
That's
That's
a joke. That's a lie.
Oh, I was going to say.
Okay.
No,
That's
she would tell me these stories. That's-
maybe worse.
Yeah. More
It's like
of
one
a
time there was a
violation.
kid that like was playing with a gun in his friend's place and he got shot in the butt. And then like one day she's like, yeah, he died.
Wow.
He
So-
died from getting shot in the butt?
Yeah. Like, it wasn't like through the cheek. It was like, I think it was like through the butt.
Oh, Lord.
yeah.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah. So
That's
I think it
tough.
was
Get
just
like
like,
septic
uh,
butt disease.
Yeah.
so I don't know. My
SPD.
mom
SPD.
would tell me that stuff. I'm like, all right, fine, I won't do that. So I don't skate.
Oh.
I was afraid of trampolines. But
I
that's
mean,
why
trampolines are terrifying.
Trampolines are terrifying.
Especially now that I'm
Yeah.
older, I'm like, damn, dude, I would break everything.
Yeah.
And they like,
now
I
they
have-
have nets around them, so it's kind of
Oh.
like, okay.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about my ankles.
oh my God, my ankles would, I
Oh.
just sprained my ankle walking downstairs the other day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, done.
Ever
I'm
since
done
I saw, you remember that?
Double stairs.
There was that sport for like 1 year that was like trampoline basketball.
Yeah, that's still around, I think.
Oh, is it? Well,
I mean, they have like,
But don't
not-
they fuck themselves up all the time?
yeah, I remember I was watching it and on TV or something, and then it showed a guy and his foot went sideways,
Oh, I just
and it
threw
was
up.
just like,
Yeah.
Which, frankly, you guys get so upset at me for being scatological.
You do
we
do a
could
lot
get
of poop.
way worse if
Yeah.
you want.
What do you
in
mean?
terms of like visceral, nasty, like
No, I mean, there's just poop everywhere.
Yeah. Let me ask you a
You're
question.
in the sewer.
Guys, let me ask you a question. You're both dungeon masters, correct?
Correct.
Cool. So my question is, how much license do you feel like you have with characters? Like I was just thinking about like, what if like one time you're walking through and someone just got their leg ripped off and they just like, were like legless for the rest? Like, how do you like? That's a pretty intense step right there. But like, how do you feel about stuff like that? Like disfiguring a character.
Like, just like, how much license do we feel we can take with player characters?
Yeah,
that's a great question.
Yeah, my answer to it is like for example, the overdose things. Like Aaron's character Eon was made mute. And like, so Aaron did that and like didn't talk the rest of the game and just wrote everything down, which was super fun. And so like, I feel comfortable doing that because it's short term. And also it's like, you chose, like, that there's side effects. I do like, I like if the only time otherwise that I would do it is if there's like a big battle or if in one hit something took like all of your hit points and dropped you to 0 or something. I like the rule of then you can be like, if it's like you are devastated enough in the fight that then to be like, great, you are something permanent has happened to you.
Oh yeah. And you can choose.
Let's figure out what it is. Or like I had
give a stutter now.
Yeah, or like Sarah Hoffman in a game I played a couple years ago was like it was so fucked up. She was playing a Gulak also, and it was like a little girl, like a 12-year-old girl. That was it, and she got killed, and I was like, and she failed the saves, so she was dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, you can either make a new character or you can keep your character, but there will be consequences. She was like, I would rather play the same character. I was like, great. Well, you got captured by this guy, so he's been torturing you to try to get information. So she was scalped and had her tongue cut out.
Oh my god!
But since she was a Gulak, she could still talk to people through her
telepathically.
Head. And so she was like, I love that because she just looked terrifying to anybody because it was just like this little girl with no scalp and just like no tongue.
Does a scalp grow back? What do you do?
I think the skin does. I don't know. I think it's scars.
Aquaphor.
And so that was fun.
Yeah.
That was super cool. But that was also because
permascap.
Yeah. So I think what I like to do is like you can either be dead or you can keep your character and like lose an arm.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I remember playing a game. You were in that game. It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons.
It was DCC.
DCC.
Dungeon Crawl Classics.
Yeah. Where like I wanted to have eyes that would let me see at nights, but I bought them from a goblin market that like disappeared at the break of dawn. And once the market disappeared, my eyes would let me see at nights, but I could not see during the day.
Yeah, you were blind.
I was just blinded.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
that's fun.
That was an intense one.
Yeah, I feel similarly where like I think obviously as a DM you can do whatever the fuck you want, but I think it's more fun and for you and the players, and it's like I don't know, courteous.
Yeah.
To not do anything to a character that makes them feel like they were gimped or like that they're getting ruined for no reason, because that's shitty, because then they have to play that like forever, you know what I mean? So if I'm like, cool, you have, you constantly have like
permanent disadvantage.
Yeah, your eye is out, so now perception checks, you have disadvantage on perception checks like forever. And it's like, oh shit, you just like ruined like a thing that is usually pretty important for me, and especially if that's something that they're like proficient in or whatever, then it's like they wasted that. And I don't know. So I think like doing fun things that characters are aware of or presenting consequences is interesting and fun, or like creating scenarios where like there's risks or challenges involved is fun, but just like unnecessarily like fucking up people's character. Like you made your character, so like why would I unmake portions of something that you put time into and that you wanted to play because you thought it would be fun. But like stuff like that where you're like, great, I'm gonna give you a choice because your character died, and I even think that's super cool because you're like, great, if you really like this character, I'll let you continue to play it, which is like beyond the rules even, like if you really want to keep playing this character, I'll let you, but there's gonna be consequences. There's gonna be, I can't make death completely meaningless. Or else what's the point? There's no like tension ever.
Damn, that was deep.
Yeah, dude.
I think now I know why God kills us.
Wow. God is a really fucked up DM.
You're telling me.
I mean, he sticks to the rules though.
He does. He's
Raw though, not RAI.
No. Yeah, he's a raw DM.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's the rawest.
Now, what's that
Yeah,
mean?
dude. Rules as written,
Oh.
not rules as intended. So he's like a lawyer.
No, okay, out of you two guys, how would you rate the other DM? I mean, is that what you guys talk about on this podcast?
10.
We actually have done that before.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
are you like, is one of you more raw and one of you more array?
Huh.
I don't
That's
know.
a great question. You're
Thank
doing
you.
a great job interviewing us.
should have my
Yeah,
own
I didn't
podcast.
know that that's what this was going to be.
I'm going to call it DP, Dungeon Player.
Dungeon
I
player.
like it.
DP dungeon player.
DP dungeon player.
What's the first DP stand for?
Double penetration.
I thought it was going to be Jeff Murdoch.
Jeff Murdoch would be good too. I'll call it Jeff Murdoch, and then
Deaf Product Productions
Yeah.
presents.
or director of photography.
Yeah, who is more? All right. I mean, I will say probably
Both of us bend the rules a lot.
both of us bend the rules a lot. I
Mhm.
am less likely to add things. I think Alan is a little bit more likely to homebrew mechanical things or like things like add things for characters or like add other stuff. I more tend to seek out what has already been officially created.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I think that's fair.
I made my first magic item for us for this current game.
Is it the one of secrets?
No, you guys haven't found it yet.
Oh.
Yeah. The One of Secrets is actually in the DMG.
It is.
Oh, okay.
And it only finds secret doors or traps,
Oh, yes.
but not secret things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I realize that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do tend to like because I usually stick to rules as written because the rules as written are
Pretty good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But I definitely allow plenty of wiggle room and won't hesitate to like make up rules for something that seem cool or like that my players want to do. Like the way I run chases is very different than what's suggested because chases in a turn-based system are so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how boring they are because everyone moves like, you know, it doesn't feel like a chase because it's turn-based, so there's no
Right.
like speed
Right.
element to it.
It's
So
just,
it's like
I
the
run 30,
the
you
guy
run
you're
30.
chasing runs 30 feet. And you're like, great, now I run 30 feet. And he's like, uh-oh, he jumped a thing. And you're like, great, I jumped the
Yeah.
It's like, it's so boring.
It's kind of like Xeno's Paradox. Like there's no way to catch up,
You can't, I mean, yeah, you can like dash
but
up
so
to
can
them,
they.
but then like they dash away. Like there's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
so
That's a really good fuck.
I borrowed and like slightly modified Colville's rules for
Your nemesis.
chasing. Who I like Matt Colville.
There's this guy called Matt Colville
Mhm.
on YouTube that Alan hates.
I
Why
don't
do you
know
hate him?
why
What did you
Tyler
do?
keeps saying that.
What
I
did he
hate him.
do?
I made one comment about his books.
Do they suck?
No,
That's what Alan says.
I didn't say that.
What was the comment you made?
I said there's parts of it that kind of feel like wish fulfillment more than like active character based
wow.
like stuff.
Yeah, right?
Shots fired.
That's what I'm saying.
So where is this guy now? Does he know you said this?
Where is Matt Colville now?
Yeah.
Probably in some fucking hovel.
That's
doing
right.
Bullshit
Dude.
Matt Colville
Yeah.
stuff.
Dude, you hear that, Matt? Suck it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Vicious mockery.
He's like the most
Yeah.
beloved man in the DM community.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Yeah, dude.
I do. I don't.
Is he
I
in
mean,
Chicago or is he like a famous person?
He's a pretty famous YouTuber.
Okay.
So,
I'm on board with that.
yeah.
Yeah, says 3 guys on a podcast.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'd like to do a quick thing now based on this session and maybe some others where Jeff and I, Tyler, have a chance to ask you
Great.
about things that you made the fuck up or
Great.
if they
Yeah.
were pre-planned.
Great.
Oh,
Made
I
up
love
or
this.
pre-planned is my favorite segment.
This is
Okay,
great.
Okay,
You
great.
guys been doing this before?
Yeah.
This is our second week of it.
Awesome.
Something that I'm pretty sure was made up.
Yeah.
The things that were on the dead body of the lady that was at the bottom of the pond.
Not made up.
That was all pre-planned. The 2
Yeah.
rings
Yeah.
and the arrows and the little ghost story
Mhm.
and the wand of magic missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I thought for sure that was made up.
Yep.
Holy
Very
smokes.
little of. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and ask.
Let's say, I think I have an inkling, but, so, I had some visions of the halflings on
Mhm.
those giant monsters with horns.
Mhm.
Pre-planned or made up?
Pre-planned.
Whoa.
Okay.
Sturge attack.
Pre-planned.
Skeleton attack?
Pre-planned.
Ooh. Let's say, those boots on that person at the hole.
Pre-planned.
Are those magical boots?
Yes.
Oh, man. Who has them? Sneevis has them, right?
They let him jump 3 times as far.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
I thought that happened because he started doing drugs.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess you guys might not know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rotilda having the disease.
All of that made up.
Made up.
Yeah, because Rotilda. Did you
I
even
guess-
know Rotilda existed?
No, I didn't know.
Rotilda's brand new.
And then once he introduced her, I was like, well, she's got to have the
Yeah.
disease.
She could
It's not as fun if she's not affected.
Yeah.
Got to raise them stakes.
Was the guard pre-planned? Like, did he exist in the dungeon before?
He did not exist until you guys ended your game where you ended it. Because then it was like, well,
Oh.
something needs to be there to make them
Cliffhanger.
not just be like, well, I guess we'll turn around.
Bye, dungeon.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Though, once he did exist, there was a lot more to his story that you could have gotten.
I knew it. I knew we shouldn't have killed that guy.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
We had on our brief break, Jeff and I had a long conversation about whether we should kill that guy or not.
Yeah.
And I was very anti-killing.
He was, but I kept goading him into it.
Yeah.
I'm a goat.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Any other?
I can't think of any other ones. Can you?
And the rest of it, I mean, like, I could ask, but the rest of it felt like very prepped,
Mhm.
very well prepped.
Yeah, I don't think anything going forward for the next couple of sessions, I don't think there would be too much improvised. I really tried to sit down and write out a complete, because I'm using a pre-made, I'm using the Lost Mine of Fen Delver, the Wave Echo Cave. So the last part of a written thing, but I just rewrote it from scratch and used the same map.
Mm-hmm.
And some suggestions of stuff to do, but I pretty drastically changed the context for everything so it would fit in our world.
But that's a map that already exists. And you just...
It is a map that already exists, and I'm trying to tie it directly to some other things that have happened to give you guys a lot of passive backstory for like larger scale things that are going on.
History and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I actually, I thought that'd be much smoother. The next thing I was going to talk about, actually, weirdly enough, was mapping.
Yeah,
because we both run. I mean, for very briefly and rarely, sometimes I'll break out the battle maps.
Yeah, right.
If I have deeply terrain focused encounters planned. But we both tend to run a very theater of the mind centric game.
Right.
And to that end, I have been kind of mapping by pencil and hand based on your descriptions as we go. And I'm like, I'm not like far off.
No, I've been really impressed. Like your map, mainly I've been impressed because I've been like, I'm describing this pretty well because like he's getting the proportions of this correct based on what I'm saying.
I mean, come on.
That's
So-
teamwork.
I
I don't
think
know what
that's
to
mainly
say.
me.
I think it's mostly
good
Tyler.
describing, but also good
I mean,
listening.
Good listening.
I'm literally just, I draw as far as he tells me to, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But,
And then sometimes what he's fleshing out though. Oh.
but sometimes you're like, ooh, yikes.
Yeah, there's only been like twice where I've had to be like, I'm sorry, that was actually the other side.
Yeah, I'm getting cardinal directions fucked up because I'll like,
So am I. I
I'll
always
like
get east
draw
and
a
west.
pond and then like you'll be like to the west of there and I'm like, but there's a pond, and then I like have to rotate
Yeah.
but whatever. But that's why I want to talk about it because I don't know what your general experiences are with like using maps or like big sprawly maze like dungeons. But like if I wasn't mapping this, there's no way I would be able to like turn over if we even wanted to like go down every hallway and turn over every stone.
Oh yeah.
There's
It'll
no
take
fucking
forever.
way I'd ever be able to do it because like I wouldn't remember like we've gone down we've avoided so many doorways and entrances just
Mhm.
based on my like shitty quick map making
Mhm.
that I'm like, wow, we could never leave this place if we wanted to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like what that experience is like, and as someone, Tyler, specifically for you, who is currently doing a dungeon delve from the other side of the screen
Right.
In another game, what that experience sort of is like in
Yeah.
terms of plotting through it with just
Yeah, well, so I'll say from the
Never mind.
DM side, so I found maps on like for the sewer level that we just left. I found maps online. I forget his name. Somebody had made a series of like sewer and related maps that were sprawling. They were huge, and I like heavily photoshopped them down to get one page map from it. And similarly to the map that I'm using for the stuff that we're currently on, it's kind of like an alternate map to Wave Echo Cave, but I also photoshopped that pretty heavily also to change a lot of it because I like a map that exists that makes sense to me, but also that no matter where you go, you'll end up somewhere.
Mhm.
And then that will give you a frame of reference that you can then basically start over from, so that it's like, cool, now we're at the old bunks. Now that you're in the bunk room, you can go north, west, or south, and then you can be like, you can go north back to the blah blah blah, or you can go west back to, and sort of like save points almost. Which that way you don't have to draw it all out, because you can just sort of like explore out. Like, I know what connects to stuff, but I don't. For me, it's like I think it's cool if somebody's willing to draw it, but I just don't trust that there will be somebody in the party that wants to draw a map. So I try to make it so that it's like feels mazy, but in actuality is like much less mazy than it feels.
Oh man, if I wasn't drawing the map, I think it would be too mazy.
Yeah, if you weren't drawing the map, there's still only one way you're even able to go. Like in the sewer level, you could only go one direction, and then there was like the only way you can go is either the long way or a shortcut. Is like the only way I have it built. So there's no way that dead ends so completely that you don't ever have to backtrack. It all just like weaves around and like connects to itself. So, and the same is more or less true with the current level you guys are on. Like, wherever you go, you'll end up within range of something that will like draw you to the right location, or to, then the next area that you could go to. So is the way that I at least tried to. We'll see. Maybe by 2 weeks from now, you guys are like, I am fucking lost. But it was one of the reasons I didn't want to use the original map, because the original map has like a maze section. And it was like, this is stupid, because this isn't fit how people design places. Like, no one would make a place that looks like this. And it's not fun to just be like left, right, or center, and then people go left and then go dead end.
Yeah.
Now go back to where you were, but now it's east, like northwest or south. It's like west, east, north, or south, north, dead end.
Yeah.
Because then that's like, cool. What?
I don't like this maze.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, it just feels like a waste of time.
Yeah. Similarly, in the game that we're playing with you, I haven't been drawing a map at all, but that might be a bad idea. I don't know. But like, you've also just been laying it out. Like, it's just been described as like, I think I have the rough layout of it, and it like makes sense to me. It's just like a common area. Like, there's the area we walked a ways, we found things, and then we turned around because we were like, that feels too dangerous. We found the lower level, which was the main thing that I was looking for to get down to the city. And then we're in a city, and it's like, cool. It's just a town. There's just buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Dang.
What about you?
Yeah.
Maps, I just try to pay as much attention as possible. I'm glad you're drawing a map, but yeah, like, I'm just like listening, like, okay, all right, okay. Big hallway? All right, let's go. Big hallway?
Yeah.
And like,
Because I feel like my problem was like, if I wasn't mapping, if we ever backtracked or anything, I'd be like, okay, where are we? And then it's like, you're in a room, there's 3 ways out, you pick one of the ways,
yeah,
and you go do some stuff, and you come back, and you're back at that room, and you're like, fuck, I don't remember which ones we went down,
exactly,
or like what this place is.
Yeah, I've been like a very loose mapper. Like, I'm not like nearly as intricate as either of you guys. But yeah, like, I'll usually just like probably ask the dungeon master, be like, hey, can I do a perception test or check, and be like, where am I right now? Do I recognize this? And like, that's usually what I'll fall back on. And it's been nice since we've had like Sneevis, who knows the area. It's like, all right, just take us to where we need to go.
Yeah.
And like, let him go. If it was like completely blind dungeon, then like having that map would be like, yeah, I guess we really do need this.
Yeah, and that was like the other thing was today when Sneevis was like, we're going to go to the Ratacombs, the rat catacombs, for those at home who don't know.
And like don't understand how puns work.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So the Ratacombs, to go to the oh shoot, what was the other rat pun we had?
The Quarantine?
Quarantine.
Oh, Quarantine, yeah. Also, a lot of people were ratatonic.
Yes,
yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of ratatonic.
Ratatonia.
Yeah. Once he was like back around to it, I originally there was much more of a map to get to it, but I was like, the only reason this really serves any purpose here is if you guys were exploring by yourselves and you didn't have him here. This would be confusing territory that I would want to have to see if you could figure out where the rat people are, or to do like random encounters, but you've already fought enough that like I don't think it'll be interesting for anybody to just slog through more random fights. So I was like, fuck it, let's just go to you guys walk to the rat people. I don't care. Like, I don't need to tell you guys where every entrance is in between, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if we already know where we're going,
yeah,
like we're just gonna go there.
Exactly. Yeah.
One question I have for you two
Mhm.
being in it.
Ooh.
So today we had the.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Is that what your question was going to be?
Yeah, not
Yeah.
great, not good, not bad.
My favorite session? No.
No.
Yeah. Was it your favorite session with Sheriff Boots?
It's tricky. It's the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Cool.
Good job. Yeah.
Good. That's me. Yeah.
But I mean,
Was
next
it-
week.
it was
Ask me
really
next
fun.
week.
Yeah.
We've been having, I think every session feels more fun somehow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
as you add
We've
on more
embraced.
insane people.
Yeah.
No,
well,
actually, but my
we just,
actual
we
question.
get crazier every
Yeah.
day.
My actual question is more out of curiosity than anything else. So the way we ended it, you guys got to the next level down. You fought the Sturges, and then you pretty much immediately after fought skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
Which is different than how we've been playing in ours. We haven't been doing like the like 5 to 8 encounters a day setup that D&D is supposed to, quote unquote, supposed to be based around. We've been doing like one and done, and then you guys go on drug escapades and like go like talk up your fights and stuff.
Yeah.
So how did that feel having like a fight and then like pretty much immediately after it another fight? And like, I'm just curious because it's so different than the way we've been playing. If that feels fun or if that feels like a little more sloggy.
It didn't feel sloggy, but yeah, I don't know. Do you have any feeling, Alan?
I think it's just different. Like,
Yeah.
because we're getting a sense here that there's, and like in game time, we're on our like 3rd combat encounter of the day or something like
Right.
that. Well, 4th if we count the pig.
Gotta
Which
count
we
the pig.
do.
God, I do. I count the pig. So 4th encounter of the day, but it doesn't feel like a lot because we've been doing a bunch of other stuff in between.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it feels
Also,
balanced.
In
Go
the
ahead.
area that we're at too, like there's like some weird ghost story going on. So it's like, oh, this is just like, oh, I'm gonna open this door. Oh, there's skeletons in here. It's like there's something weird about this area, and I feel like we're gonna get more of that as we go on. So like, there's a story and there's like battles around it. So
Yeah.
I'm not feeling like it's a dungeon crawl. Like more skeletons.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
plan.
and like 'cause I feel like up to this point, our combats have felt like dangerous, intense because there was a chance we could die.
Mhm.
Right.
Whereas these feel dangerous, intense. Like the scale of the encounters feels lower,
Mhm.
but there's more of them. So that the sense that I'm getting is like that this place is dangerous rather than like this specific
Yeah.
monster or this specific
Exactly.
like person is dangerous.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like,
we're on the streets.
this pyromancer in this apartment complex is like a supremely dangerous man,
Mhm.
and we're having our one dangerous moment of the day. Where now it's like skeletons, easy, but we're gonna take some hits, and
Yeah.
that now are we gonna be strong enough and rested enough and have enough spell slots to like or key points or whatever to
Right.
fight the next thing
Yep.
that comes. So just the difference between making like a single boss fight feel dangerous and cool and interesting, and like managing our like abilities long term,
Yeah.
and knowing that like at any moment, we could get hit by a cloud of bats or like a
Ooh.
fucking
Cloud of
giant,
bats.
like a flesh golem or something or whatever.
Ooh.
Did you read my notes?
Do you have a flesh golem in there?
No, I wanted to put one in, but I couldn't figure out. Oh, I could, but I was like, it would be too cheap.
Why?
Just for the story that
Oh, yeah.
like it's part of. It was like it's not as sensical as other things I could put in.
Oh, I just put stuff in dungeons that
Oh,
feels cool.
There's tons
That's
of stuff
cool.
in. I mean, well, that's the one thing that's the reason I ask is because what I'm trying to figure out for myself is how much random encounter stuff you guys will experience
Mhm.
in this, because there is a lot more, because it is more of a classic, like an actual campaign encounter setup, whatever, like chapter. There's a lot more resource taxing, and so I was like, I don't know how many random encounters I want to have versus just letting you guys bumble and stumble into fights, because I got some weird
You got
stuff
some doozies?
that I'm like real tempted to have be lurking around.
Yeah.
I'd love it. I mean, we got that. I think there's something so creepy about a tentacle monster into the water. You get
Oh,
lots of
that was improvised.
That was.
That was improvised.
There was nothing in the pond.
Because I was like, I knew the dungeon delver in me,
Yeah.
or like the DM in me was like, I know there's something down there. I just
Yeah.
know that there's
Mhm.
something down there. Like treasure wise.
Yeah.
I was like, we saw the ghost of a lady fall into the lake. She's got stuff on her. It's
Yeah.
probably down pretty deep. And I went in there and I dove down there, because someone said something about it, which like allowed me to like do it in character.
Ian wrote Ghost Arrow.
That's right. Yeah. She gave me the like the like
Permission.
permission that I needed to do it within character and like go check it out. But when I dove down there alone in the dark water and went down to 20 feet, I was like, I'm dead. I'm just going to die. And then that's going to be the end of this character. And I'll roll a new character and they'll have been hiding here since the battle. And it'll be like an old dwarf that nobody's ever heard of.
That would have been really fun.
Yeah.
Now I wish I had
Killed me off.
purposely had something down there to kill you.
Dwarf just floats up.
Yeah,
and
it's just
"Ooh."
like a fucking like demented, lonely dwarf who thinks you all are like ghosts, mirages also.
Yeah, I mean, there's something so sad about having a character die, but also, like we said earlier, you got to have that stuff to make it feel real.
I think one of you will die before the end of
This
This dungeon?
Yeah.
I know it's going to be me.
It's probably gonna be me.
I don't.
I'm pretty low
You
on
have
life right
like
now.
crazy high AC though.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm always like fucking casually walking into bullshit.
That's true.
I mean, I think there's gonna be something with how halflings killing these dwarves down here. I'm gonna get my head
I mean,
chopped off.
that's my favorite part.
Because
Yeah,
you don't look like a halfling, bro.
I know that's true.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get
And
my
if
thing,
you get your head chopped off, it would just be a haircut for you.
it'd just be a nice little haircut.
'Cause
My hair
you're-
would be short again.
yeah,
like
you're-
Mark McGrath. the
You have
singer.
like a perfectly flat, like bald spot.
Yeah,
like
you do-
anti-mohawk.
Yeah, you do know now that I'm not above scalping a character.
That's true.
Oh god,
So
Oh man,
that is a brutal.
that's an intense way to go.
it was pretty rough. It was at the end of because we were playing it while we were working on the ship, and so it was like we had 2 weeks left, like 2 games left, and it was like you can make a new character if you want. You're sort of a little indifferent about the game mechanics of this, and you really like your character, and it will just be less fun to create a new character, but you can, or we can do this. And then she did. It was very cool. Another character who had died in the same one also wanted to keep his character. And so he and I figured out that he would roll, I think it was like that he had really bad PTSD from getting captured and that he had been brainwashed. So he would roll a D8 every time they did anything. And it was sort of similar to like the overdose thing. It was like on a 1, he would attack the person that he was emotionally closest to. And he
man.
and he loved it because he was like, and then it was like on a,
It's like a Bucky Barnes thing.
yeah, it was like on a 2 to 4, he would freeze up and do nothing. So it was like only half the time he was able to like function, and the other half of the time he would kind of go crazy.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
I remember like, and then one time when we played like the characters, where Rizzuto came from, we
Yeah.
played the bandits. Like that was so
That
fun
was
to
fun.
attack our fellow players. Just be like, man, I think I just want to be a bad guy.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea for a way that we're going to get the chance to do that again, of just like playing random people that will just like be able to die quickly. I have an idea for it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It'll be after this level is done. And that's when we'll meet Tim's real character.
Well, so am I going to lose sneezes?
I don't know.
Sneevus?
We're supposed to.
Yeah.
Originally he wanted to play like a barbarian, and I have an idea for it. But Sneevus is really
I mean, I'm getting really
coming
attached
into his
to
own.
this.
So
I love giving him so much shit
yeah,
and like just being like, hey man.
we'll see. So let's end with this with our special guest here, Jeff Murdoch.
Hey,
Jeff, let me ask you 2 questions.
sure.
Okay, one, what would need to happen for Mark McGrath, your character, to stop adventuring?
Oh, to settle down.
Oh,
Yeah, like what would be his like? I'm hanging it all up, and I'm gonna stay put where I am.
The character Mark McGrath, aka Milo Goodbarrel,
Good barrel. Yeah.
I think his brother Tom Goodbarrel would have to come back from the dead.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the deal with Mark McGrath, aka Milo Goodbarrel, is him and his brother were like burglars, and they had a buddy, I forget his name exactly, Victor something.
Yeah.
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 But they were robbing an old man. Victor started getting freaky and killed the old man in cold blood, then killed Milo's brother Tom, and then tried to kill Milo, and then blamed the crime on Milo because he had connections to the law. And now he's on the run, so he can't really settle down. He has to keep on the move.
Yeah.
But if his brother was alive, they'd probably like settle, clear their names, and
Well,
casually run a drug empire.
casually run a drug empire with their good friend Soaking Paw.
Hell yeah.
Now here's the second question. So that happens. Milo is retired.
Mhm.
Who's your next character?
Oh, very cool question. I feel like I'd want to be one of these more unique races. Like,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know what it would be. I'm not sure. I'd have to listen to the book and flip. I enjoyed playing a barbarian, but I don't think I'd want to go back that route.
Yeah. So big or small?
Big or small, like size?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I think huge.
Probably, okay, so Goliath or a Furbolg.
What's a furbolg?
Furbolg is like a
Nature
fairy
giant.
giant that is
Fairy
like
giant?
talks to animals and is like a big gentle giant.
Yeah, I think that would be it.
Yeah.
And then like just like has animals with it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be a furbolg who gosh, what occupations are there?
You can be
Classes.
there's let's see, there's barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter,
Yes, alphabetical. Let's go.
yeah, I know. Monk,
Nice.
paladin,
He's doing it.
ranger,
It's insane.
rogue, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Is that all
Yeah.
13?
Warlock
think
wizard.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think druid sounds cool. Or like
Yeah, it fits well.
yeah. Or what's it in the sorcerer? Is that the one who just has the magic?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Our Drax friend. the
Yeah.
Wild magic.
Yeah, I think either a druid or a sorcerer, like something like unique like that.
So it sounds like somebody's gotten bit by the casting bug.
Maybe let's just call me a guy who loves the casting couch.
Oh
I
boy!
will sleep with
Yikes!
producers. Yeah, I think that'd be fun, and maybe I'll become a furlog druid.
Oh yeah, and Jeff, I'll let you
Yeah.
sign off for us. I've
Sure.
been trying to come up with a new like D&D catchphrase
Mm-hmm.
every week. Like, I think one week was I hope you attack this week with advantage,
Yeah.
something like
Oh.
that. So
Yeah.
I'll let you, if you have one.
It's kind of like if this was like a '90s cartoon, like what the main character would turn to the camera and say to the kids before.
Yeah, like a little motivational.
Cool. It's like, I'm hanging out with the kids. I'm like, hey, remember, the only way you can botch is if you don't believe in yourself.
Nice.